it's Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, and we're doing another stitch of the week. This week we are going to look at reverse chain stitch. So you'll get the same look as a normal chain stitch, but personally I find this one a lot easier, and I find I get much more consistent stitch kind of tension on it. So if I'll give you a quick look, in here you can see this is one of our Stitch-onaries. This is our Chain Stitch-onary, and you can see that we've got the forward and the reverse option there. Now, it looks more or less identical. It's just a different technique, and I find it a little bit easier. So I'm going to take you through it now. So to do a reverse chain stitch, when you would do a normal chain stitch, let's just do that first to show you what the comparison is. So normal chain stitch, you come up, you go back down, and then you come up a little bit further away, grab the loop, and that creates your chain, and then you're ready to start your next stitch. But one of the downfalls of this is if I hadn't caught that loop properly and I just pull it, it just pops out. So the reverse chain stitch, let me just unpick that so we can start again. The reverse chain stitch works slightly differently. You're going to go backwards essentially. So let me just pop a quick knot in the bottom of there, and then we'll do the reverse one. So for the reverse one, what we need is an anchor stitch to start us off. Now this is what you would usually put at the end of your chain stitch, but obviously because we're going backwards, it comes at the beginning. So we've got a little loop there, and that's our anchor stitch. You don't have to have it a loop quite as large as that, but we'll see how we get on. So we're going to come up, we're going to come through that loop, and we want that loop to actually just anchor the top of it, so it just becomes a tiny, tiny anchor point. And then I'm coming back down in the same place that I came up. Now to start my next stitch, I'm going to come up at the bottom, loop underneath that previous stitch, and then come back down. I find this reverse method gives me a lot less twisting on my thread. It gives me a far more consistent stitch, and I personally just find it a lot easier. You're not running the risk of, missing that loop accidentally. I find it quicker as well, so you're not kind of going to be pulling out your stitches as you go. You can see exactly the same results. There's a forward chain stitch next to it. Exactly the same results, just a different way of doing it. So if you want to see more Stitch of the Week, you can find our videos on YouTube and on our website, Craft Yourself Silly, and we'll see you next time.